Assalamualaikum and have a nice day to our respected lecturer, Sir Muhammad Rahizal Shah bin Abdul Karim. In this video presentations, we will talk about minimum wage policy in Malaysia. But before we proceed, let me introduce myself and my group members. So in this group consists of 4 members, include myself, Muhammad Razli, Muhammad Erzan, Muhammad Nurizat, and Nur Sharia.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Sharia binti Astar. Today I'll provide a quick overview of Malaysia minimum wage policy, which has been in place since 2013. Initially set at RM900 for Peninsular Malaysia and RM800 for Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan, it has gradually increased to RM1,700 nationwide. The policy is governed by the National Wage Consultative Council Act 2011 and reviewed every 2 years to align with the rising cost of living and inflation. Its main goals are to ensure fair wage for workers, reduce income inequality, and promote economic stability. However, while it benefits workers by helping them meet their basic needs and improving job satisfaction, there are challenges. Some small business, in particular, may face financial strain due to higher wage costs. Lastly, Malaysia minimum wage policy play a crucial role in balancing worker protection with economic sustainability. Next, I will be talking about the policy problem of minimum wage policy in Malaysia, its purpose and the challenges it brings. The main goal of the minimum wage policy is to ensure that workers' basic needs can be met. Before this, policy was introduced in 2013. Many Malaysian workers, especially in labor-intensive sectors like agriculture and construction, earn wage below the poverty line. In fact, in 2009, over 34% of workers earned less than RM700 a month, while the national poverty line was RM800. This low wage level creates serious issues like income inequality wide, living standard decline, and the labor unrest. The absence of a statutory minimum wage means employees could set wage as they please, often leading to wage suppression and poor working conditions. In addition to these challenges, Malaysia faces an influx of cheap foreign labor, further driving down wage, especially in unregulated sectors. Recognizing this problem, the Malaysia government implemented the minimum wage policy to protect vulnerable workers and ensure fair compensation. This move also aligned with the country's goal of becoming a high-income nation under the 11 Malaysian Plan. However, while the policy has improved income for low-wage workers, it has also put pressure on firms' profit margin. Employers now face higher costs due to increased salary, which has become a significant concern for many businesses. Last but not least, the minimum wage policy is a crucial tool for social justice and economic reform in Malaysia. It addresses historical wage inequality and aims to uplift low-income workers, even as it creates new challenges for business to navigate. That's all for policy program.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Erzan bin Sudin. So I will talk about policy objective. The minimum wage policy in Malaysia was created to promote fair and equitable labor standards. It addresses critical challenges like poverty, income equality, and worker exploitation. The policy ensures that all workers, regardless of skill or sector, earn a basic income. Before this, many low-skilled workers earn less than the national poverty line. By setting a minimum wage, the policy helps workers afford basic needs like food, housing, and healthcare. This supports the government's goal to protect low-income families and foster social exclusion. Another key objective is to reduce the income gap between the rich and the poor. Women, young workers, and migrants are among those who benefit the most. The policy also promotes fair works and social justice, aligning with international labor standards. It aims to prevent unfair treatment, especially in informal and low protection jobs. By increasing workers' income, it boosts local spending and supports. Ultimately, the policy contributes to Malaysian economic growth and a fairer society. Next, I will talk about strategy. The minimum wage policy in Malaysia was established by law to guarantee a legal minimum pay for workers. It began with the National Minimum Wage Order in 2012, which took effect in 2013. The initial rates were 900 Rm for Peninsular Malaysia and 800 Ringgit Malaysia for Sabah, Sarawak, and Labuan. The Ministry of Human Resources enforced the policy through regular workplace inspection. Employers who fail to comply may face fine or legal actions. Workers can report violation anonymously, ensuring their protection. Public awareness campaign inform both employers and workers about their rights and duties under the policy. Collaboration with trade unions and employer groups helps promote voluntary complaints and good communications. The policy is part of Malaysian broader economic plans, with gradual wage increases designed to support fair pay while protecting jobs and controlling business costs.
My name is Muhammad Razli and I will be presenting on strengths and weaknesses of the minimum wage policy. So, the minimum wage policy in Malaysia has demonstrated several notable strengths since its implementation, contributing positively to both workers and the broader economy. One of the most significant achievements is the improvement in the income levels of low-wage workers. Studies indicate that the policy successfully raised the wage of millions of workers who previously earned below the poverty line, whereby enhancing their purchasing power and quality of life. This uplift has helped reduce income inequality, narrowing the wage gap between low and middle income groups. Moreover, the policy has contributed to poverty alleviations by ensuring a baseline income. It has helped millions of householders meet the basic needs such as food and education. According to Economy Planning Unit 2015, the minimum wage policy played a role in Malaysia's declining poverty rate over the last years, particularly in the urban areas where the wage disparities were most pronounced. Another strength lies in the policy's role in promoting social justice and worker protection. The statutory wage floor discourages exploitative labor practices by setting clear legal standards. This has provided a stronger bargaining position for workers, especially in sectors prone to underpayment and informal employment. The policy aligns with the international standards advocated by the International Labour Organization (ILO), enhancing Malaysia's reputation in the global labour rights, according to ILO 2015. The policy also stimulates domestic economy activity by increasing workers' disposable income. Greater consumer spending boosts demand for goods and services, which benefit local businesses and can generate additional employment opportunities. Ragaya 2014 argues that this cycle effect supports economic growth and helps create a more inclusive economy. Finally, the structured review mechanism incorporated into the policy is a considerable strength. Predict adjustment based on economy indicators, inflation, and cost of living ensure the minimum wage remains relevant and responsive to changing conditions. This dynamic approach helps maintain the policy's effectiveness over the time and address concerns about wage stagnation. Moving on, the weaknesses of the minimum wage policy. So the minimum wage policy in Malaysia faces several challenges that reduce its overall effectiveness. One major weakness is enforcement, particularly in the informal sector and among small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. Many employers avoid compliance due to weak regulatory overheads, especially in the rural areas where inspections are limited. This leads to continued wage disparities and exploitations of low-wage workers. Without strong enforcement and an accessible compliance system,
many workers remain vulnerable. Another issue is that the fixed minimum wage does not account for regional differences in the cost of living. In expensive urban areas like Kuala Lumpur and Johor Bahru, the minimum wage may still be insufficient to cover basic expenses such as rent and transportation, undermining the policy's goal of ensuring a decent standard of living. The uniform wage also ignores differences in the skills and productivity, potentially discouraging employers from hiring less skilled workers. Unintended consequences have also arisen, such as employers reducing hiring, cutting benefits for increasing automations to offset higher labor costs. This can hurt job opportunities, especially for low-skilled workers, and may lead to inflation as business rise prices to cover wage increase. These effects particularly impact sectors with thin profit margins like manufacturing and food services. Moreover, the policy does not fully address broader labor market issues such as skill mismatch and the informal economy. Without complainers, policies like vocational training and business formalizations, minimum wage alone cannot improve workers' protest and reduce inequality effectively.
So that's all in terms of.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Rizad bin Harunizat. So in this part of video presentation, I will be sharing several important policies, recommendations that aim to improve worker protection and wage system. So firstly,
enforcement need to be improved. This means increasing the number of workplace inspection and using digital monitoring tools. In addition, offering incentive to small and medium size enterprise or SME can encourage them to comply with the labor laws. This approach was highlighted by Azman in 2020. Secondly, we propose regional wage adjustment. Instead of using one size fit all minimum wage, wages should be set based on the local cost of living. This ensures fairness, especially between urban and rural areas, as supported by Ragaya in 2014. Another key recommendation is skill training and formalization. By helping workers improve their skill and transition from informal to formal employment, we not only boost the productivity but also protect workers with the legal right and benefits. This aligns with ILO framework from 2015. The fourth point is about cooperation. There should be open dialogue between employers. This ensures that wage increase are introduced smoothly and fairly and avoiding sudden shock. This collaborative approach was emphasized by Newmark and Watcher back in 2007. Lastly, we highlight the needs. These are better data, regular monitoring, and impact assessment are essential to understand whether the policies are working and adjustment are needed. Good data leads to better decision. Let's conclude.
alright guys, we finally come to the end of our topic, which is conclusion. So to conclude, Malaysia minimum wages policy introduced in 2013 and has played their key role in protecting low-income workers and reducing the poverty by ensuring fair wages. It has helped boost motivation among the workers and support to the country economic growth. And however, some issue remain. Enforcement is still weak, especially in rural and informal sectors. The fixed minimum wage does not match the higher urban living costs and their limited support from their skill development. So to improve, we must adjust wages regionally, strengthen enforcement, and expand training for program. This step can create a fair and strong labor market. And that's all from us. Thank you.